Hey guys, and welcome to my first sit down video as a new nomad. Don't get used to the sit down videos because I'm going to be bringing y'all in the field, taking you to new places. But I did want to do a proper sit down video before we leave in T minus 3 days, 3 or 4 days, to fly one way out of DC to the rest of our life. We are going nomadic. In this video, I'm going to tell you some of the tips and tricks that we've done in order to afford this lifestyle in a practical way that you can do it too. Without further ado, my name is Shauna. I am 32 years young and I am embarking on a new life called the Nomad. I'm not going to have a home to call home, at least for the next year. We are going to be traveling around the world and just exploring, learning, growing, and we'll likely settle down somewhere in a year. We'll see. But yes, thank you for coming to my channel and let's get into it. I'm already getting so many questions like, how can you afford this? And where's the money coming from? And how are you going to survive? Pump the brakes at you. How we are going to do it. I'm going to talk to you guys about housing, how we afford the housing overseas, how we got flights, how we worked up to this point in terms of money. So the first is super practical and super easy to do. Stop using debit cards. Seriously, why are you using a debit card? They're not giving you anything to spend that money, whereas a credit card will give you travel points. So that's my first and most practical tip. Stop using debit cards, instead use credit cards. Find a really good credit card that gives you travel points per dollar that you spend. Also, look for a credit card that gives you a sign-on bonus. This is exactly what I did to spend $0 to get myself to Medellin last year. I did a round trip flight, $0 out of pocket. Also, I paid for my fiance's flight, so that took some of my travel points. This year, I only spent $81 to get to the Philippines. I could have had more points and probably spent $0. I used some of my travel points on my fiance, so it didn't go as far for me. But that shows you the power of travel points. I was able to get my flight to Medellin last year, my fiance's flight to Medellin last year, my and his flight to the Philippines this year for a whopping $81. So get yourself a good credit card. Disclaimer though, pay off your credit card each month. You don't want to accrue any interest. That's going to give you the opposite effect of what we're trying to do here. So make sure you're paying off your credit card each month. Travel points are gold, and that is the most practical step I can say to start getting those free flights today. You'll be running on your free flight to any destination. The second tip that I'm going to give you is in regards to housing. How are we affording our housing overseas? All right, let's get into subleasing. We are going to sublease our apartment. If you own, you can lease. If you rent, you sublease. You can do a short-term lease, you can do a long-term lease, mid-term lease, but get creative and find a way to rent out your apartment. Find a way to make more on your apartment each month than what you're spending each month. So it's a little bit of a complex conversation, and I'll have to do a separate video for this. But I had an entire business for 3.5 years around rental arbitrage, where I would rent out a property, get permission from the landlord ahead of time, and let him know that I want to rent out the property short term. I posted it on Airbnb in Burbo. I also found some military people through a military site and displacements through another insurance site. Rented that out, and I would make money on a per night average. The goal is to make more each month than what you're spending in rent and utilities. And that is exactly what you can do. That's what we're doing. We're subleasing out our apartment, and we are going to have income that's coming in each month for our apartment that's more than what we spend on it each month. And we're going to use that net difference to carry us over into out of the country. You'll be so surprised how far a US dollar can get you overseas. We stayed in Bogota in 2024 for an entire month. We only spent a little over $800 for that entire month, and we were overlooking beautiful mountains, the city on the 40th floor with amenities in the building, walking distance to everything. Really open up your mind to the possibilities of where you can live outside of the country for $1,000 or less. It goes so far. That is such a practical tip. You can start leveraging your house. Real estate is so diverse and flexible. You need to budget and save. I'd be remiss if I didn't say a lot of my savings came from being a real estate agent for 4.5 years. And then on top of that, I'm currently a referral agent. So I have my license in referral mode. And so any clients that come to me saying they want to make a move, I can refer them to one of my colleagues and she can work and close the deal. And then I get paid a referral fee. So just make sure you're budgeting and saving. And that's how I've been saving as a real estate professional. Budgeting is so important as well. Keep your expenses low, live below your means for a couple of years. That, again, is a strategy we've been embarking on. We've been saving for so many years. We've been budgeting for so many years. Work hard to play harder is the name of the game here. Work hard, save your money, budget so that you can play harder and run off into another country with it and be a millionaire there, essentially, because your money just gets you so much further than here in the States. And then my fourth and final tip for this video is to set up remote income for yourself. There are different avenues you can take to get to the same result, but set up remote income for yourself. That's exactly what my fiance and I have done. So that way we're not just spending money, but we're also making money while we're overseas. We have a savings that'll carry us for at least a year somewhere else, but we don't want to just deplete our savings. We want to keep it coming in. So set up remote income. I am not going to talk about my remote income yet because I don't want to jinx it. It's still unraveling, but I am working on being an assistant for someone, which is going to give me remote income. My fiance is an artist. He has his art in different storefronts and businesses. So each month they send him money based on what he's sold. Those are just two ways that my fiance and I have done it. But you can do it by, if you're a creative, put your services on Fiverr, put your services on different sites. You can volunteer somewhere. There are so many different ways to make money. Remote jobs are very popular now. Find a way to stack some coins while you're there and you'll be golden. I really want in this video, like my purpose is to open your mind to the travel hacks and the ways that you can travel this world without breaking your bank. Get free flights by using a travel points credit card. Sublease your house and use the net difference to cover housing overseas. If you're trying to budget and save and just work up to this moment, house hack. Rent out a room in your house on Airbnb or Vrbo and help cover those monthly expenses. Get a roommate to keep those housing costs low. Budget your money so you know what you're spending each month. Put away a certain amount each month. Find a way to make income where you don't have to be present in that space. There are a plethora of ways to turn this world into your oyster. And that's exactly what my channel is about. I want to help y'all see the possibilities that are out there for you. So if you like this video, there will be way more coming your way. I just put 4 nuggets and gems in this one to give you some value, and you'll have to stay tuned to get more. I'll talk to y'all in the next video. Thank you for tuning in, and let me know if you have any questions.